Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Ben Twist from Convert Leads, and today I want to talk about filling up the know, like, and trust buckets. Now, everybody knows that when you say people only buy from people they like, people only buy from people they trust, it's very common knowledge. But if you narrow it down to almost a science and think of it like three buckets that can be filled up to 100% each. This is how I like to look at it. One bucket is know, how much the customer knows about you, your business, and if you can solve their problem, how much they like you, and how much they trust you to do what you say you're going to do and to solve their problem, right? Every person will make a purchasing decision at a different level of these buckets. But I would say on average, they'd have to be at least a 7 out of 10 or a 70 out of 100% across the board for someone to make a purchase from you. Because again, people buy things to solve problems. Now, why is it important to fill these buckets up? And I want to follow up with an example. Well, it's important because at the end of the day, you can't make a sale, you can't sell a product or a service or a solution to people that don't like you, know you, or trust you. You wouldn't spend your hard-earned dollars on something if you didn't believe it was going to work, you didn't believe in what it was, you didn't know who you were buying it from, and you didn't like the person to begin with. You just go somewhere else or look at a different product or service. So it's very critical to focus on these points when selling. Now, today's video is not about direct sales. I will make a video about that in the future, but in this video, I want to talk about how keeping in touch with your database, focusing on filling up these three buckets, is an overall net positive and will help you sell more over a long time frame. Let's get into it, shall we? Now, let's say you reach out to a previous customer or a lead that you've paid for but haven't sold to, and you try and re-engage them. You start a conversation and you try and get them to the point where they'll make a buying decision. Let's say that they don't go ahead with that. Each time you make that touch point, each time they see your name, each time they see your face in a social post or in an ad, each of these buckets get filled up little by little with a coin on each, right? Now, they may not be interested today. They may not be interested in a year from now. But if you keep making the touch points, if you keep filling up the know, like, and trust buckets, when the prospect becomes ready to make a decision, who is the person they're going to think about? It's going to be you. I'll give you an example. If you need to get your hedges trimmed in your front garden and you look at it every time you leave for work in the morning and you look at it and go, I really need to get those hedges cleaned. That one Sunday afternoon when you've got a little bit of spare time, you see that and then you call a local hedge trimmer or garden maintenance person, okay? You call them and then whatever the conversation was, you never go ahead and purchase. You never get them done for whatever reason. Maybe they weren't long enough, maybe they didn't quote the right price, whatever it is. Now fast forward 3 weeks from now when you walk past it again and you go, I really need to get those hedges trimmed. I'm going to make a call and I'm going to get them done because I'm closer to the buying decision. It's more of a pain point for me. I need to get this sorted. So 2 scenarios here. Number one is that first business that you called, then you never hear from them again. They never follow you up. You never see any of their emails, nothing, no touch points. You're probably not going to remember them. You'll just go back on Google and you call the number and then you make the buying decision to get it sorted. However, if the business that you first contacted kept in touch with you, kept sending out emails, kept giving you text messages, giving you calls sparingly, just checking in, giving you tips on how to keep your garden nice, giving you value, giving you things that you don't need but maybe you'd like to have, information, and they kept their name in your head, they kept filling up those know, like, and trust buckets. When you come back around to needing to solve that problem to get those hedges cleaned up, you're going to think, I need those hedges cleaned up. I'm going to call that business. I'm going to call John from that business. because you've attached solving your problem with that business because they've got so much equity in the game. Their know, like, and trust buckets are so high that they're the only option. And how did that happen? Because they made those touch points and they kept their name at the top of their customer's mind. So what's the point here? The point is, every time you communicate with a customer, old, new, whatever it is, you should always be focusing on filling up those know, like, and trust buckets. And more importantly, that leads that don't convert, for whatever reason it is, most of them won't, these need to be contacted consistently. Some very simple numbers. About 3% of the market is ready to buy it right now. The other 97%, again, need more information, need more time, aren't even aware they have a problem yet. So if you get 100 leads and 3 of them buy but 97 of them don't, and you don't call them again, that's a problem. That's money left on the table. This is why it's so important to make extra touch points, to send out emails, send out value, send out text messages, just checking in. Hey, how are things going? Are you still interested in product, service, or solution? Giving them a call once in a while. Because it may not pay off today, it may not pay off tomorrow, but over a long enough time period, from someone who's completely at the end of the buying spectrum. I'm not ready to buy. I'm not even aware they have a problem. I was just looking at an ad and I clicked on it, doom scrolling, to the 3% that are ready to buy right now. That whole journey might take 12 months, but you've consistently kept your name and your business name at the top of their mind, which means you're going to get the business. I hope you enjoyed that video. Look out for more to come. I'll see you on the next one.